everybody. Danielle Young here, journalist, host, and content queen. Welcome to the Sincerely Camille Martha's Vineyard African American Festival screening and panel. I couldn't be more excited to be here with y'all today, like for real, super hype, because this is OWN's first ever animated comedy short film series for their first ever Get Out the Vote campaign. It's called Own Your Vote. Super cute. See what y'all did there? Super necessary. Like me, I know so many of y'all are on pins and needles during this election year. I know why, but we're doing all that we can to help our community and our country vote. I'm delighted to even be adding my voice to this conversation. In addition to giving you an exclusive look at all 6 of these new animated short films, I also have the privilege of engaging in conversation with the celebrated creatress, Munira Sophia Jones. Y'all, she came out on the scene in 2018 with her viral hit, Juntland, and then she landed in a writer's room for Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out season 14. And now she's here on OWN, giving us all of these animated shorts about voting. Like, talk about manifestation of power and dreams. And we also have Black Girl Magic, Black Woman Magic, the owner of all things presidential at OWN. You see what I did there? Owner. She's the president of OWN. Miss Tina Perry, that's a big deal. We'll bring them out after we play the episodes. But first, I've seen them, y'all. Let me tell you, they are good. Hilarious even. And Munira is giving us an irreverent and informative take on these times that we are going through. So look, I'm gonna stop talking because I need for y'all to watch. I cannot wait for y'all to see these episodes. Let's roll them.
And that kind of thing,
Y'all, at this point, I know y'all have fallen in love with Camille, Stacy, and Sarah. I know you think, I might be a Sarah, I might be a Camille. Like, wasn't that so cute? Don't we love that for us? This was so cute. I love that we got a chance to see these. And with the cherry on top, look who we have with us. We have Munira Sophia Jones, the creator, the filmmaker, the writer, Memphis born and raised. She is out here with us to share in this space. Let me tell you a little bit about her while she's just sitting here with us, right? She began exploring filmmaking as a teen, doing everything from short films to music videos, went on to work in television news. While attending the University of Memphis, she earned her bachelor's in communications. Me too, girl, I feel you. With a concentration in film and video. I did journalism, so here we are. She developed an online presence, and we talked a little bit about her animated series, her viral video Dancing in 2018, How Men Communicate. Y'all remember that. And she wrote, animated, and voiced it because Black women can do everything. And that definitely got her some attention in Hollywood, landed her in a writer's room for Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out season 14, and even got her a few film festival awards because that's what queens do. The animated video soon turned into a web series, Juntland. We know and love it. An eclectic mix of satirical, anecdotal, and introspective videos, live action and animation both. And she's not just like a cool aunt. I also feel you on that, Munira. She is a crafter of words and visuals, and she gives it to us and it feels familiar and fresh, which y'all just experienced. Welcome, Munira Sophia Jones. Hi.
Thank you. Hi. Thank you for that amazing introduction.
I like when people know exactly who they dealing with and to give you your flowers because you deserve them. And I really love that, people are now aware You know?
Thank you. You know, for the street weave that 2020 has been so far, this has just, it's redeemed it. So thank you, Danielle.
Yes, I'm so glad because you are correct. It's been a lot of things that have not been correct. But we are also joined, thank you, Munira. We're also joined by another queen, just a queen amongst women. You know, she is Tina Perry. And you know I'm gonna tell you about her, right? She is not only the president, not of America, because you know we are struggling, but of she oversees all operations and creative areas of the network. And she is a leader, as most Black women are, but she is a leader behind the network's ongoing evolution to become the #1 destination for African American viewers. That's my Alexa. I don't know how to turn that off, so you know. She also oversees OWN's digital division, including the Watch OWN app, the network's award-winning website, Oprah.com. We know it, it's in your faves. I know it's bookmarked in mine. And its growing podcast business, which I'm also subscribed to. We love it. Perry, Miss Tina, she is the instrumental part of OWN's successful launch into scripted programming with popular drama series like Queen Sugar, y'all know it, Cherish the Day, Greenleaf, The Haves and the Have-Nots. This is all my shows, Tina. Like, you better go, girl. And she is a Peabody Award winning, because like David Makes Man did that. Y'all remember David Makes Man? Yes, so she's in there. And also, she is a continued success because she is also a part of the network's lineup of Emmy-winning unscripted hits. Like, is there anything that Tina Perry can't do? Yeah, no. She also has shepherded, there's more. She shepherded the creation of special OWN spotlight programming that tackles important issues affecting Black women today, including Oprah's June 2020 two-night town hall of racism. Y'all remember that, on racism in America, that was also simulcast on Discovery Networks and hit over 25 million viewers worldwide. Like, important work is being done here by Tina Perry. Tina, what an honor to be here with you.
Thank you, Danielle. That was a great introduction. I'm kind of tired listening just because I'm
Well, like I told Munira, I want the people to know work has been done. You know what I mean? And it's important to know, especially when Black women are the ones behind the work. So giving you your flowers, Miss Tina.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, glad to do so. So glad to have both of you here. And before we dive into all things Sincerely Camille, you know, I would be remiss if we didn't address our world. It's the reason why we're here digitally and not together in the flesh, because we are dealing with a pandemic. We're dealing with racism every day, but it seems to be intensified in these crazy times. We're dealing with the aftermath of the Breonna Taylor decisions that have been made, and as far as who is responsible for her death. And we are still fighting for justice. So I want to know, because you are both so powerful and so here and present at this time, how are you and how are you doing in this time, and what are you doing to stay sane?
Oh boy. I think chaos is part and parcel of, you know, being a Black woman, just used to it. As far as the Breonna Taylor issue, you know, I'm not at all shocked, not at all surprised, but no less devastated. You know, it's no revelation that Black women are all at once moving targets and completely invisible at times. Our pain is immeasurable, and it at times makes me feel hopeless, but I think also there's more conversation happening about our plight than I've ever seen happening before. So every time I see a social media post about protecting Black women and listening to us, my hope just starts to trickle back in. And so I just have to stay encouraged and make sure I'm doing my part to keep the conversation going. So, you know, it's the double-edged sword of hopelessness and hope. So I you know, we just have to stay encouraged.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Yeah, about all of this.
Yeah, listen, we got to stay encouraged. And Tina, what about you? How are you staying encouraged?
You know, it's hard. This is a challenging time. I think Munira said it best, that Black women, you know, we see it, we know it, we live it. It was challenging before now, but it feels more challenging than ever. The Breonna Taylor decision was heartbreaking, devastating. You know, as a Black woman, you know, I see Breonna Taylor and identify with her. And I see myself in her. And, you know, I just stay in a constant state of prayer for her family. They do not have, you know, everything answers. This has not been a closed book for them. There's a lot of still things they don't know and haven't been resolved. And that is a painful place to be in with such a terrible, terrible death. And so I'm staying in a constant state of prayer and trying to figure out how I can help make change, stay action oriented. Moments like these, conversations like this, you know, help fuel me and keep giving me hope, because it is a tough, tough time.
A very, very tough time in an election year. And we have seen by the last election year how, in any, honestly, election year, how truly important voting is, because I know a lot of people feel, especially Black people, feel very like we don't have a good choice at this point. We don't have anybody that actually feels supportive to us and our needs and the things that we need done within our communities, for us to at least feel some type of equality. And with Sincerely Camille and this own your vote initiative, I want to know how you approach this, because we see it, right? We love the comedy and we love being able to laugh and to also get the information, but it feels so, what's the word, meaty, so heavy, the things that we're facing right now as far as voting and what our country stands to lose if we don't get out here, right? So how do you approach that as a creator, especially when it comes to this short series?
Well, I think right now with the election coming up, we're seeing a lot of celebrities, you know, trying to push people to vote. And I don't know that most people respond to that sort of thing. So I think we were trying to approach it in a different way, trying to create some relatable, funny, smart sketches centered around Black women, because, you know, we know Black women, if nobody else gets out and vote, Black women will get out and vote. And so we felt like that is OWN's audience. And it was also the best audience for this show because we get things done. We are consistent, we show up, and we can get the word out. And I think that was from the start the vision of it all. But I'll let Tina, you know.
Yeah, Tina, because you the boss over there at OWN, and so getting to make these decisions and creating Own Your Vote and partnering with Munira for Sincerely Camille, like how did y'all come together in this way?
Yeah, so you know, one of my senior leaders brought Juntland to me and showed it to me, and I fell in love with those sketches and those shorts. My husband's from Memphis, so it hit a special place in my heart too. When I saw Munira's talent, I knew we had to work with her. You know, last fall around this time, I had talked with Oprah about, we're going into an election year. We need to get our voting rights campaign together. What do you want to do? And she was all on board, wanted to do Own Your Vote. So we knew we were going to do it. And we felt like it was the best marriage of creating something, content to talk to our audience, African-American women, about voting and the complicated issues around it. So with civic engagement, the importance of galvanizing your community. And we approached Munira. She was open, excited, and we were so happy she said yes. And for us, you know, we, as you know, you said it earlier, we're the #1 destination for Black audiences on television. And we program to our viewers relatable and relevant programs, TV shows, and content. And we wanted to make something that felt fresh and new and special. And to work with Munira to create some animated shorts was just, it was political meets entertainment, the perfect intersectionality of those two. And the product's been amazing, but that was the goal. And just to really get our Own Your Vote message out, which again, it's a bipartisan, a registration and voting rights campaign. Just so everybody knows what Own Your Vote is, we're partnering with local and national grassroots and voting rights organizations to give our viewers, Black women, resources and tools that they can use in this election cycle on election day. But also, Black women are organizers, they're leaders, and we want them to help galvanize their friends, their families, and their communities. And that's what Own Your Vote is about. And that's what these digital shorts do, these animated shorts. You see her community and her family and friends, and she hit it on the head when she delivered these.
Really did. Love that for you, Munira, that you got Tina Perry and Oprah looking at your stuff, being like, wait, putting her on OWN. That's dope. Congratulations.
Myself.
It's just so dope.
You.
As a creative, as someone who's got the comedy in her bag, how do you come up with these things? Because I mean, it's obvious that some of the things you're like, well, these are definitely the conversations that we're having. But when it comes to the stories and the themes and the just fullness of your characters, how do you come up with that?
Well, so this project was a combination of being informed by research that OWN did to inform the Own Your Vote campaign. So I took the findings from some quantitative and qualitative research, and I don't know. I went off into my corner and I just formulated some characters and stories. Some of it is, I don't know, it just happens. I could be doing anything and inspiration will strike and I'll, write it down. But the rest of it was really being informed on the concerns and the issues that we found from this research, and really trying to present it in a way that didn't feel preachy or that wasn't trying to, shame anybody into being more active or less apathetic. Mm-hmm. But I would draw from conversations that I've had with friends and family, and I would draw from observations of listening to other conversations. I would draw from people talking at each other on the internet. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of put it in a bowl and typed it out, and that's what happens. And just trying to keep it, smart, succinct, and effective. And so
yeah.
You
did that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did it. You did it. You put the messages in there, and the laughs are in there. I want to know from both of y'all, actually, what are two things that you want to make sure that viewers are getting from the series or taking with them as they were watching it?
Right. I'll jump in. One for me is the role you can play. The role you can play right now being civically engaged. And I think you see it with Camille. The way she's sparking conversation, she organized her voter registration drive. She's challenging people on things they say politely and elegantly, but she is. And you can do that too. And if it's easy as picking up the phone and calling that friend you haven't talked to in a long time and just catching up and saying, hey, are you registered? Are you gonna get to the polls? There are so many obstacles right now for us to vote. You have COVID, there are transportation issues, mm-hmm. There's confusion about mail-in ballots. Their poll locations have been changing. I could go on. And so we've got to help each other and be there so that we can all get to the polls. You got to remember, there's 16 million Black women who should be voting this year and going to the polls. We want to get every one of them out, and we want them to get some family and friends out too in their community. So that's the first thing. The second thing I'd say is the episode Motion to Table is probably my favorite. And there's a conversation in that episode about people who have a felony conviction and their ability to vote. And I think that's an important conversation that some people know about but aren't clear about and don't maybe fully understand it. And I think in that episode, it clears up a lot of confusion, and it's real talk between Stacy and Melvin. And that is something I hope people walk away with, keeping that top of mind. But those are the two things for me.
Got you. And what about you, Munira? 2 things that you want to make sure the viewers are taking with them when they're watching your series.
I would say one would be to just to keep constructive conversations going. I think right now we're doing a lot of hopping on social media and, like I said, talking at each other. I want us to talk to each other and encourage each other. I think Black folks, sometimes we tend to forget that we're not a monolith. Like, there's so many different kinds of us. We're not all Democrats. There are lots of Republicans out here, and just because you're a Republican doesn't mean you're bad. And there needs to be constructive conversation happening. So talk to your friends, talk to your family about what their hopes and their concerns are, and most importantly, what their plans are in November and beyond, because that's the second part. Show up, have constructive conversations, and then show up and do the work. And so if there's anything or 2 things that I hope people take from this, those are the 2.
Got you. Well, appreciate both of y'all for giving us the light, giving us the illuminating answers, the words that we need, the encouragement, and definitely the openness for conversations that we should be having, because it's important now more than ever that we show up and that we own our votes, y'all. Like, it is not a game out here. You see what's going on now. We can't even breathe freely in America. That's where we've gotten to in these 4 years. So we really got to get there and get to the polls, right? So for more information on Own Your Vote campaign, you can go to ownyourvote.tv or use the socials, y'all. Make sure that you follow them on Twitter. It's Own Your Vote, everything spelled correctly, all together, Own Your Vote, and on Instagram, and at Own TV for Facebook. And then Own Your Vote provides like resources on registering, voting, volunteering, all around this historical election, because y'all know it is definitely that. So please make sure you're doing what you can do to help out our country, because it ain't about just us, it's about all of us. So thank you, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the highlight of my week. We have definitely needed some bright spots during this time, and I'm glad this could be one of them. You can watch, as of today, the first 3 episodes of the series. They are available online through OWN's exclusive partnership with Twitter, and will be available across OWN's digital platforms and the network's Watch OWN app. The other episodes to come, because I told y'all they were fresh, they're 5 minutes in length and will be rolling out twice weekly through October 15th. I'm your moderator and your host, Danielle Young, and make sure to follow me at the Danielle Young on Instagram and at RapsoDanny on Twitter. And also make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Danielle Young TV, where you can watch my show real quick every Tuesday and Thursday and see everything that I've got going on, because it's a lot. And one more time, here's to Sincerely Camille. We appreciate you, Munira Sophia Jones, and Tina Perry, OWN, everybody who had anything to do with this. We love you, we appreciate you, and we're cheering you on, Munira. And make sure y'all go own your vote, November 3rd. No games being played. Thank you so much for watching.